Hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome back. Season 2, episode 1. Sabrina, we made it.
Did we think we'd make it here? No,
No,
no, we did not.
no, but we're here.
But we're
We
here.
made it. I can't quite believe it. Thank you guys for keeping me up to date with what we've been up to over the summer. We took a little break because we thought you guys are on a break. Well, off season, we all know that's not a break, but we wanted a break. So hope
Yeah,
you
we
guys had a
did.
great summer. As I've said, yeah, thanks for returning. We're really looking forward to this season, aren't we, Brie? I feel like we know a little bit more what we're doing now.
Yeah, well,
Hmm.
maybe, kind
Hmm.
of. We can pretend that we have a better idea.
Sure. We
And we
actually,
also,
you go.
oh, I was gonna say maybe we should mention that we do have our guests for this episode
We
sitting next to us. We
do.
will introduce them soon, but they're
We
just gonna sit here
will.
in silence like they're prisoners until we let them come on.
And that leads us nicely into, I'm going to say the title, and Bree's going to give you a bit of an intro of who our guests are this time. So we're
Yeah.
starting season 2 with a bang. It is called Meet the Matriarchs, and I will hand over to Bree to do a little intro for us.
I hope you like that title. I came up with it myself.
I love it.
Um, so our first lovely, actually, I'm gonna start by saying that both of our guests today are actually ice skaters themselves.
They are. They're big deals.
They're they're actually really they're celeb status. So we need to
A-list.
take a moment for that. Um, Coming in first, I'm gonna do the like clues like we kind of do normally. We
Yeah.
have our first committed skating parent who resigned to over 1 hour long drives to the ice rink. She
Mm,
has attended 5 world championships herself.
mm.
Did she skate in them or did she just spectate? You're about to find out.
We'll leave that to the viewers to decide.
Um, she walks far too slow, which is a club
Mm,
I'm also part of. She
mm,
is an interior design machine,
mhm,
and I think she loves her dog more than she loves Afton.
mm.
She has also been involved in skating since they both started in
Mm.
2010. So we can say a big warm welcome to Michelle Skilling, Afton's mum.
Hello,
Woohoo!
it's lovely to be here, guys. Thank you for inviting us.
We're gonna say we didn't invite them, we told them. But it's nice that
Yeah, they
you
didn't have a choice.
yeah.
This was
Yeah.
bullying.
Well, it's
Welcome.
lovely to be here.
Welcome, Mum. It feels very strange to introduce my own mother on the show, so
Yes,
welcome.
Thank you.
Um,
yes.
Sam, oh, I've just ruined it.
That's okay. Keep going.
Meant to say Sabrina. Sabrina,
It's
over
the
to
two
guest two.
S's.
It is.
Okay. The double S is going to throw us off.
It is.
Guest two, in a similar fashion for introduction, is a prolific committee member,
Mhm.
an excellent grant applier,
I can second
and
that.
and actually a skater for 3 or 4 seasons
Oh my
herself.
goodness.
So she might have attended her first international before I did, and I'll forever be salty about that, but that's fine.
Wow.
She walks too fast, so we've got the other end of the scale for
So
this
I'm
one.
part of that club, so I can
Yes,
relate with
so
this one.
that's why they get on quite well. She also produced an ice hockey player, so definitely the wrong country to start a family.
Mhm.
She loves peonies and has been involved in skating since I started in about 2007-ish. So
Mhm.
please welcome my mother dearest, Samantha Snoad.
Hi. Thank you for
Hello.
having us, even though I only knew about it about 10 minutes ago.
I
So
gave you far more notice. I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like before we start, we need to bring up the fact. I think we brought this up way back at the start in season 1. We were born in the wrong countries, mothers.
we have been told a few times.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we've been given that information. I'm not,
Why did you choose New Zealand and the UK?
Um, well, I think I didn't really have a choice.
Unacceptable.
me neither. That's where I was born, so that's
I was
how
moved
it
to New Zealand.
rolls.
Yeah, I came here when I was 12. There was not much I could do about it.
Well, both of you are slacking. You could have picked
Yeah.
Finland
Sorry.
or Canada
Yeah.
Or US,
Forever
or
anywhere.
one of them. I don't know
guilty.
about that one.
Yeah, apologies, but yeah, it is what it is.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to have yous. We'll be doing the normal. We'll be going through some questions, learning all about just your guys' opinions on skating, you guys, how you got us into it, everything. So, should we get started, Brie?
Yeah, I think we should. You take it away with number one.
Okay, so Sammy Joe, I'll ask yourself first. What were your first thoughts when we first asked to start skating?
I said no.
Oh, okay.
I was
Go
not a
on.
fan. We did enough activities. I didn't want another activity.
Okay.
My days were full. So actually, it's not my fault Sabrina started skating. It's my mother's.
Yeah, she likes to remind us
Yeah.
of this.
Sabrina's grandmother took her and Zach skating when I was
Oh.
working. So yeah, the blame is all squarely on her shoulders, not mine.
Nice, nice. Okay, Mum, what
Cheers.
about you?
Well, the skating probably started from me suggesting it, not Afton, really. We were having a bit of a challenging time as a family, and I thought, okay, my work was manic, probably the same as you, Sam. Life was crazy in a big wheel, so I thought, let's go and do something together that I thought we'd enjoy. So we started skating. We started Skate UK. I used to skate as a kid and roller skate a lot, which I taught Afton as well. So basically, her success is all down to me.
Yes,
it's
No one
genetic.
else.
Yeah.
So
Understood.
yeah, we started Skate UK together, but she quickly overtook me, I'm afraid to say, very quickly and left me behind.
Oh,
But it was fun.
not at all. Not at all.
Fabulous. All right. So then from this entry level position, Michelle, we'll start with you first. How obsessed was Afton? Was she obsessed from the start? Did it like slowly progress? What was
No,
she
she
like?
was, I would say from the start, she was totally in it, loved it, just really enjoyed it, and flourished in it really. And yeah, I'd say she got the bug pretty much from the first week we went, because we'd been a little bit before, just like skating as fun, but no, she loved it.
Sammy J, what about Brie? Was she as crazy as she is now?
Well, I guess I didn't see those first few lessons because my
Mm.
mum was there. But I do remember when I got a phone call saying that they had decided that they would move Sabrina up to what they called development, which was on a different
Mm.
night.
Ho, ho,
And
ho.
she was just so excited by that phone call. And she could not wait to go to those extra lessons. And yeah, from there
Oh.
it just took off. And there was no
Is
holding her back.
Am I right? The pink dress was the iconic like first skating
The
dress.
pink dress, the fluffy pink
Oh.
dress. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
That's so
On the
sweet.
dot.
What about, was there anything we did open floor to both of you that was a bit, you were like, really? That's a bit far. Like, are they really that
That's a
obsessed?
bit crazy. Yeah.
I must admit, when they rang and said, did she want to go to development? I'm like, really? Like, okay. I can't say I ever thought at that point that it would become what it's become. No,
Yeah.
it was never. I just thought, oh, well, she's just going to tutor around. And I didn't even think competitions. I never even thought synchro. Never even occurred to me.
You're like, oh, good. Another after school
Yeah, it was
activity.
basically, God, what else have I got to pay for? So yeah, I think it was probably a surprise, really, how it took off
Yeah.
and how it's become so all-consuming.
I would
What
say
about you,
Sabrina and
Michelle?
I,
Oh,
oh, sorry. I was just going to say
okay.
Sabrina and I that we are both quite like, I'm putting you in the category of me here, maybe a little bit clumsy, maybe like not
Yeah,
your
go
average
first.
figure skater. And,
No.
we
No, this is the girl who stopped ballet because her arms hurt from holding out the dress. So I just didn't see the
Okay.
figure skating thing
Oh,
happening, but it did.
Oh, that's so
it's
funny.
funny, isn't it? I suppose from my point of view, I didn't really think about anything to do with skating other than learning and having fun. And although Afton was totally into it from the start, I think we were both a little bit surprised when we got approached at the rink. So we were just on a Saturday or Sunday, I think we'd moved to Skate UK, and a lady just came up to us and said, "Oh, would you like to try out for Synchro?" And we were both like, "What's Synchro?" We didn't really know. And then we went to the day, didn't we? And you just loved it even more then. So it wasn't something that we ever really thought of. It just sort of happened and it grew and it grew and it grew. And the other thing as well is, yeah, my baby girl can be a tad clumsy at times,
A tad is
a
polite.
tad clumsy at times, but on the ice, the same as you, Brie, so beautiful and graceful. It's like a transformation. I can't quite get over it. I look at her on the ice. We used to, when she was a kid, she'd come into the kitchen and say, "Mum, can I take this cup or this tray into the living room?" And I'd be like, "Oh, really?" And I'd be like, "Okay, I'll count to 5 and she will have dropped it on the way." So the fact that
Stop. That story has carried me through my whole life. It's followed me like a bad smell. I probably did it
What do you mean?
once.
You've got pure genetic talent. That's
Yeah.
talent, being clumsy and on the ground.
Yeah,
And
but on the
graceful on the
ice, both of you, it's just, yeah, yeah, I love it. I love watching.
That leads us very nicely then into
Yeah.
how did we get into synchro? Sammy J, how did Brie transition from singles to synchro?
You know what? I actually can't remember. I know you had it. Was it your solo coach was Kelly?
Yeah, I think it was
Was
Kelly.
it? And Kelly was a synchro coach, and I
Yeah.
think it was through her. I can't even remember whether I started synchro first or you did.
Oh, I'd love it if you
Yeah.
started first.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was her, to be
Because
honest.
I started skating at a coffee club thing during the day, and the
Yeah.
coach was the same coach that was Sabrina's coach. So she got us doing synchro as adults, and then Sabrina started skating synchro with one of her teams. So
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd
I
say
can't
we have
remember.
to say that Sabrina got into synchro because of Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me or
So,
not anything else, the coach.
so when she got into it, what were you thinking? Were you happy she transitioned across?
Yeah, I think so. I think I loved the idea of a team sport.
Yeah.
And, at that stage, gosh, that would have been what, 2007?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have seen any videos or any, high quality skating like that. It was just something fun to be on the ice with other kids and
Yeah.
just enjoy yourself, So, yeah, not quite like it is now.
So then, Afton, Michelle, was it you went to that trial with NSSA and they were like, "Yep,
Yeah,
snatched her up."
Can I just say I actually didn't want to go. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go to the trial. I don't know if you know this, Mum. I didn't want to go to the
oh,
trial. And then
I
when I
didn't
got
know that.
accepted, I didn't want to do it. Like, I don't
You
know
got
why.
forced into it.
Yeah. Don't know if it was like 11-year-old me just being stubborn. But yeah, sorry, Mum, go
Yeah,
on.
no, I didn't realize that so we were skating and you had 3 other girls who you skated at Skate UK with, and they were all asked, the 4 of you were all asked to go. Um, so we went along and you were there a day, weren't you, doing all sorts of dancing and skating and fitness and all sorts of things like that. And then at the end, they came over and just said, "Yes, we would like you." All of your friends got in, you all got in, which was lovely, which I think was really nice, wasn't it? So her 3 other friends got in, and then I think what was a moment at that time, because it had all been very fun and really enjoying it. Louise came over and spoke to me and said, "These girls are good." And she pointed to Afton. She said, "Who's this one's mom?" And I went, "Oh, that's me." I'm thinking, "Oh my God, who she dropped? Who she bumped into? Who she, yeah, whatever." And she said, "And this one, she is very good." So yeah, and that's sort
Very
of
good.
where she's
Dangerous,
very
isn't
good.
it?
So, and then and that was it. It just sort of, then it started from there, didn't it, really? And and that was it.
Tumbleweed.
And then it just grew and grew and grew. I never knew
Took
that
on
you
its
didn't
own
want to
life.
go. But
Mm.
do you know she was a bit funny like that with things? So no,
Okay, next question.
no, I'm going to tell you something. So Afton went to dance classes like all little girls,
This will be getting cut out.
ballet
can I
and
just say?
everything.
La,
And
la,
she
la,
loved
la.
it. She loved it. And then the first ballet exam, she wouldn't go in the room.
I was like 4 years old, can I just say?
She wouldn't go. A teacher came out and she was like, "No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm just not doing it." So
Stubborn from day one.
yes, so she's always been stubborn.
Stubborn or hardworking or determined.
A bit
you
of
choose.
a bit of all of those.
Right, so we've established that Brie and I got into synchro as both first-time synchro mums, even first-time skating mums, really. Like, you both didn't really come from a background of high-level sport or anything like that. No offense there, that came across really rudely.
None taken.
Not very athletically inclined.
What advice would you give, Sammy J, we'll go to you first. What advice would you give to a parent that right now they've got their daughter or son that's like getting into skating or synchro? What advice would you give them?
Gosh, I still talk to many new parents as part of my role on the committees and things, and I always tell them it's a really complicated world, but they need to ask questions and just go with the flow with their kids. And if the child likes it and doesn't complain about getting up early and is happy to come along, then encourage them and, provide as much on ice time as you can. And that's what helps them get better. So I think looking back on it, I don't know whether we would have done anything differently for Sabrina because we did everything we could. There wasn't a lot of ice available and she just got out there and skated when she could. And that's what I tell parents now too. So yeah, just hang in there if your kids love it. I think I used to say to Sabrina, because our training was so early on a Saturday morning. I know we didn't have to drive very far like you guys did, like it was 5 minutes down the road, but we had to be on the ice at the rink by 6 o'clock in the morning. And I used to say to her, if I have to wake you up, if it starts to become a battle, then we don't go. And not once ever was it a battle. So
can I just say, when I was staying with Sabrina, it definitely was a battle.
No, you can't.
I was going to add that as she's got older, it's actually been more of a battle.
Can I just say I've had to shake her to wake her up before.
To Piers, I was more determined as an 8-year-old.
Yeah. I think we peaked too early with determination.
Wasted potential.
Okay.
What about you, Michelle?
I suppose similar to you, Sam, the same sort of advice. I'd say maybe think about getting a loan, a bank loan. I suppose so, be clear about the financial implications.
I was trying to avoid that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd be clear about the financial implications and also the time that you as a parent have to put into it as well, in terms of taking them to the practice, taking them to extra practices. So it's not just the whole being in the synchro team, it's the extra lessons you have to get them. So I think an understanding of the financial commitment is really important because I experienced some parents that found it really challenging, and then their kids were fully in it and fully immersed in it. So the financial implications, the time, and a bit like you, the minute it seems hard for them, then knock it on the head, because it's a sport that needs a lot of commitment from everyone in the family, is what I would say, because you talked about the timings getting there. I've been on a Saturday night with friends and say it's finished at about 1-2 o'clock. I've not gone to bed because at 3 o'clock I've driven Afton to Nottingham, because she's got to be there at something like 5 o'clock in the morning for pre-ice or this, and I've slept in my car.
I remember one time we went to see Ed Sheeran on the Saturday night and we were driving back from Wembley. And I don't know why it's such a memory in my head, but I remember looking at the clock and being like, oh my God, I'm on the ice in like 4 hours.
Yeah. So,
So yeah, it was,
so
yeah.
it's commitment for the whole family, I would say. Just be aware that if
Mm,
your child is good and progresses, as a family, it's a huge commitment. And I'd probably try and explain that to parents. Having said that, Sam, in the same as you, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't go back and rechange anything or
mm.
redo anything. I just would have a bit more information up front, really. And that's as parents what we can do to help other parents.
I don't think if I'd realised quite how much we would have to invest financially, that we would have perhaps. I think I would have banned my mum from ever taking it to the rink if I'd realised at that point in time.
Oh
Yeah.
dear.
Anyway, on that note, moving on.
We will get
We'll
onto
get to
that
that more
part in a
later.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
You go for it, Brie.
I'm just looking at my little screen. Okay. I mean, I didn't necessarily do junior as much as Afton did, but when we first both got moved up into the more competitive grades, what were you thinking about anything differently then from what you've just said, or was it all very similar along those lines? Again, did you like know what you were getting in for or not really?
Who's
Um,
first?
Oh, sorry. Michelle, you go first. I asked the question, you go first.
um, I suppose again, well, one thing I would say is Afton had a very good manager in terms of, well, two actually, both called Michelle, who were very good at guiding and helping, particularly because they looked after juniors. So what I would say is when Afton started going to juniors, it was clearer and more information, and they were very good at getting you involved, shall I say. So it wouldn't be anything different to what I'd said before, but other than when you got up to juniors, because there was so much more commitment needed, time and financial, you did start to get better information. But I think that's because of the two ladies who were running it, both Michelle's, they were phenomenal. Not only
Yeah.
in supporting the team, but giving parents
Mm.
information. So I would say.
What did you think when, this is to my mum, what did you think when we started to get to that level? Because both of you have just said you had zero expectations. And then, when we start getting to those levels where you're representing your country or you're going to very, very high level competitions, what were your thoughts?
Oh, pride. I was so proud of everything you've achieved and still do achieve. So, yeah, huge pride. And oh, I remember every time you get on the ice holding my breath and, just like feel like, although I can't skate like you, I was skating it with you type thing. So,
Mm.
yeah, just pride, happiness, lovely seeing you happy, seeing you doing something you love, representing your country. Oh, yeah, really great things, great moments. I've nothing negative to say about that at all. I think it was good for you, character building, good for your development as a person. Yeah, all really good.
Sammy J, over to you. What were your
I
thoughts?
guess probably slightly different for us because Sabrina skated mixed age here in
Mm,
New Zealand, and for her to go any further, she had to go to Australia,
mm,
and that sort of
Oh,
came quite left out of centre for us when
mm,
one of the coaches was here, just working, running a camp, and sort of said, I can see your daughter's bored. She needs to do more. Could she come and
mm,
skate with us? And, Auckland and Brisbane are quite a distance away, a 4-hour plane flight, so it wasn't easy. But so that was the commitment we made to fly
mm,
her backwards and forwards to Brisbane. And, it was something she wanted to do. She'd followed the team and she knew what they were doing. And she was incredibly excited. The first time I flew over to watch her for the first competition in Australia,
Sammy J cried.
I cried. They
oh.
they had on these amazing practice dresses for their official practice, and they came out on the ice, and I just cried. The difference from the mixed age team she'd been in New Zealand and to the senior team she was in Australia, it just blew my mind. It was just incredible. So that was hard. But again, a bit like you, Michelle, I think the support we had, Sabrina had the most amazing host family in Brisbane, another Sam, actually.
Oh,
Double
They,
names.
yeah, lots of double names. Sam and her family were amazing. Couldn't have done it without them. They're so, so supportive. And her two daughters skated with Sabrina as well. And the team manager, the coach, everyone, they were all incredibly supportive at the time. And I think that's what made that transition a little bit easier. But it was hard because she was in another country.
wow.
And she flew backwards and forwards endlessly during her last few years at school. And
Oopsies.
yeah, so
So
I've
I
got
guess
a. No, you go, Brie.
okay.
No,
I
you
was going to
go.
say, I guess that both answers it kind of boils down to the commitment and the management of the teams that you're moving into. If the teams have got a good organization, then you know that that transition is going to be a bit easier. Well, not easier, but more open, I suppose.
Both Sabrina and I have retired, for want of a better word, multiple times. When we went back the final time to the senior team in the UK that we just skated for, what were your guys' thoughts? Sammy J, you go first.
mine was initially just, oh my God, how are we going to make this work because of the conflict we had with the team here in New Zealand that you guys have also skated in, and the amount of
Yeah.
time I spent trying to sort that out and get approval from the ISU. And so initially, I was incredibly excited for Sabrina, even though she'd swore blind when she left New Zealand that she wasn't going to skate anywhere else. So I was excited for her because I knew, skating was a passion, and skating under different coaches in a different country was an amazing experience. But yeah, it was a little bit of a hard road. But then again, I got a trip to Croatia, so I'm not
If
complaining.
you could give it one word, what would you give it the last season?
Exhausting for me. I know.
All right, Mum, your turn. What did you think when I said I'm
Oh,
going back again?
oh, well, Sammy, hats off to you. I didn't have the sort of the things to face that you did in terms of what you did for them to, especially Afton, to skate in New Zealand. So I think that commitment from you is like incredible. So I didn't have those elements. I suppose I was just excited that the girls were going to get to skate together in the UK
Yeah.
and I was going to see it from a selfish, that's me being a selfish point of
Mm.
view, because obviously in New Zealand, I just seen videos and didn't see it, couldn't see anything live. So when Afton said that she was going to be skating with, with Brie, I thought, oh, how wonderful! What a lovely way to sort of. And I was pretty sure that after that, that would be it. I thought, well, what a really well, I may be wrong.
Not
What
for
a lovely
Sabrina.
way to sort of get to the that part of your career, really. I just thought it would be really nice. And also juggling work and other commitments. I remember Afton saying to me going through that, because that one, Afton pretty much funded that mostly
Whoa,
herself.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Did.
Yeah, you did.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
No, pretty much.
yeah, that,
Sabrina
yeah.
didn't, just to
Oh,
point it
right.
out.
So Afton, so I
Thanks,
remember
guys.
her saying to me at one point, Mum, my God, this is expensive. Um,
And the cost, and we will get onto the cost, it's mind blowing when you do it, like when you think about one season and then our parents have done what, like 20 between them. It's a lot
Too
of
many.
money.
Yeah.
It's not even worth
Yeah.
thinking about. And we're going to move on.
No, wait, we need Michelle. What was your one word for it for the season?
joy,
Oh,
And if I had
joy,
another word, I would also say proud. Proud of
proud.
both of
Yeah,
them.
joy,
Yeah.
pride. Yeah, they're good. They're good words,
Mm.
Sam. I'd agree with those. Just lovely seeing you together. That's why I said
Mm.
joy. Yeah, yeah.
That's nice. All right,
oh.
let's talk about we've briefly spoken about like how the importance of good management and good coaching really does impact the experience you have with the sport. But do you guys, and we'll go to Sammy J first, Do you think there is a coach in particular that helped shape, Bree as an athlete? Who are they and why, if you're happy to talk about them?
Sure. I think her first ice skating coach, Kelly, had a huge
Mm,
impact on getting her started. Used to call
hmm
her a sponge and say everything she said to Sabrina she would take on board and process. She could also bribe her quite easily with chocolate. That's not
mm,
changed. Um, so that I think made a huge impact. And I think when she moved to Australia and skated there, I think Nat had a massive impact
mm.
on just her changing her skating style and progressing through from a reasonably good mixed age skater to a senior skater. So,
What about me as a person? Do you think there's a coach that's impacted that more than anyone else?
ooh, I think all your coaches have contributed in some way to the person you've become. Some of them not so good and some of them good. I think they've all taught you different things.
Yeah.
Mm,
Some of them have taught you to be resilient. Some of them have taught you other things. I think, they've all had an impact.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah, that I
Mm.
agree.
What about
Yeah.
you, Mum?
I suppose in a similar way to what Sam was saying, the first sort of coach that got you into it, Louise, was really supportive and really helped you within, get confidence within yourself. So I think she was really important in that aspect. I think then. Probably the things that I remember the most is the excitement you would have for when Miru would
Mm,
come over and do like camps and things. You couldn't get enough of that. You wanted to be there like an hour early before it started, and you just I think she had a real positive impact on you learning. And then the other one, not necessarily a coach, but somebody who's been a really good supporter of you and good advocate that's helped your confidence hugely. I would say Chris Buchanan as well. He's been, yeah, quite prominent in terms of the same way as Sam just said. All your other coaches, yeah, you've learned all sorts of things from them. Yeah, resilience, in terms of from that aspect, but also I think one of the things that I liked, especially in the early days of the when you were at juniors, sort of, and then maybe the initial seniors, is skaters helping each other,
mm.
and skaters wanting each other to do well and helping each other with skills. And I think that's something that you also try and do. So yeah, that was
I,
probably.
I think you'll agree, Brie. When I first started in junior, and this is no slight on the coaching, I learnt most from the skaters around me because they're the people that are there helping you, holding on to you. And I,
Mm.
I I think, yeah, massively, I took that through my skating as,
Mm.
Yeah.
um, you know,
Because when you're thrown into a team like that, yeah, there's
yeah,
them, you're just expected to be able to
yeah,
keep up.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
them that's doing it. Yeah. You're not
Oh,
wrong. I always
interesting.
remember my one of that.
Mm,
There's a lady called Anne that I used to skate with.
mm,
She was like the one that, she was one of the oldest on the team at the time, and she was the one that like didn't teach me everything, but
mm.
like the important bits.
I had two. I had Sam and Sophie, and I have such a pivotal memory of being thrown into the pivot block, and all we were doing was a mohawk, a right inside mohawk. And I was like crying basically because I just couldn't. And I just remember being in between Sam and Sophie and them just helping me. And that first season was just them helping me. So yeah,
Yeah.
coaches are important, but a good team is.
I think, yeah,
Mm,
good team dynamic, supporting and helping each other is makes a huge difference. And I'd say that, especially in that early days when you first went into that junior team, I
mm.
think the girls around you really helped and supported you, which I think is good.
So we've talked a lot about the good things then. We also want to be a little sneaky and ask about perhaps some of the bad things that you have noticed not necessarily from what we've experienced, but maybe from things that you've observed through other teams that you've seen over the years you've been watching, is there any specific scenario or thing that you've seen that is a red flag or is something that you don't think fosters a good skating synchro environment?
Well, I suppose I'll start by saying I've seen far more good than anything else, and far more positive than anything else. And again, I think a lot of that has been, from my experience, down to the management of the club, which I think I said earlier. The two Michelles, phenomenal. I think from the other aspect, from a coaching aspect, I think sometimes what happens is when you get a lot of young girls and hormones all together, you have to have somebody there from a coaching point of view that has that experience to bring those girls together and not pitch them against each other. And unfortunately, that is something that I've seen. It's not nice to witness as a parent. It's hard to deal with as a parent. And I think having someone from someone helping support that, to make sure it doesn't happen is really, really important, because young girls are very impressionable at that age and get very affected. And I think that's probably what I would say, having the knowledge and the experience from a coaching point of view to bring a team together, not to pitch them against each other, because on that ice, they need each other 150%. So yeah, that's probably what I would say is a part that I didn't enjoy and I found difficult as a parent, and I found difficult to watch my child experience. Really, that's me being very honest, and very hard as a parent to not want to get involved to try and resolve that. But I think you have to really try and remove yourself from the situation and talk to your child outside the environment about it, because it's too highly charged in that environment, is what I would say. But the as again I've said before, having good, strong managers, and I know, Sammy, that's something you've done in terms of guide the girls to be the best that they can be. I think that's what I'm trying to say, is it's about guiding the girls to be the best that they can be on the ice, off the ice, and together, is a really important factor. And I think not all of the coaches I've seen have the ability or the experience to do that, and it's really hard as a parent to watch your child when that's happening. So, but as I said, there's far more good than there is bad. So that's how I would probably leave that point as best I can.
Completely fair. Yeah. All right, Sammy J, what about you?
Look, I would have to agree with Michelle on pretty much everything she said. I guess for me, it has been slightly different because pretty much through Sabrina's entire career until she went to Australia, I was the team manager or very heavily involved. So I often had to be the one that was in the middle. So I totally agree with you. And I think that it is sometimes not easy to strike that balance. And that has been very hard on skaters and coaches alike. So it's sometimes a difficult situation to navigate. But I think that's perhaps where I'll leave it.
Is
Have
there any
either of-
other red flags that you would say? Just like, is there anything else? Any other red flags you would say?
I think you've been pretty lucky with what I've seen. Like, I was well away from a lot of your coaching because I was in a different country. So I didn't actually see a lot of the everyday stuff. I would say for me, if I was looking at red flags now, looking at skaters that I still work with or whatever, the one red flag for me is if people start talking about body size, body image, that sort of thing. Just rubs me up the wrong way completely. I want to shut that down immediately. And unfortunately, with the sport you're in, it is an issue.
Which we will be getting to shortly.
Mm.
Hold out a few episodes and we will deep dive.
So that
A
would
whole
be a red
episode
flag
on
for
it.
me if I saw that as a team manager or whatever. It would be definitely something I would be unhappy about as a parent, even. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Sam.
What about have you got any red flags of fellow parents?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
How do you mean?
Like
Any
behaviors that they display that you're like, no.
Right.
Oh,
It's,
standing by the side of the rink and trying to coach over the top of the coach. That's a big red flag.
oh,
Look, every parent wants to be involved to a certain extent, but I have, as a team manager, I've had to ask people to move away and to not even come into the rink at times. It's parents can be a tricky breed. And I'm sure Michelle and I are no different. If we feel our child is being disadvantaged or treated unfairly, we're going to speak up. So,
it's very difficult as a balance. I would say in the time, watching Afton skate practices and all sorts, I can't remember any times where I've seen parents be really inappropriate. I really can't. I can, I've been sat in the stands and I've heard them say things to each other, and I thought, that's not quite so kind. And if I've thought it's been very unkind, I've said something to them at the time. But not so much. I wouldn't have said that's a very minor amount of time. All the parents I've come into contact with have been very pretty positive parents, really, and pretty a good influence. But you get the odd one, it's like in life, don't you?
I've had my fair
wonder if
share
that's
of
also
overbearing parents.
yeah. Yeah. But I wonder if that's also like a result of a more developed country in the sport versus a less developed country in the sport. There's less structure that we had growing up versus
possibly.
the structure that Afton might have had.
Yeah.
Possibly different. Oh,
Okay.
juicy.
Juicy, juicy. Okay. Obviously, Sabrina and I absolutely love this sport, but how long did it take for you guys to enjoy the sport or become a bit of a nerd yourselves? Sammy J will go for you first.
I guess we didn't really know anything about it when she started. But I learned to love it when I skated myself. I skated in an adult team. We just had the best time. They were just the best group of ladies, and we qualified to go to Australian Nationals, and we wore our New
Nice.
Zealand jackets with pride. We weren't
She
great.
was shocking.
Fantastic.
The good that we're looking
I
for.
could barely do a 2-foot turn.
She got to go and represent New Zealand before I did. So it's
That's hilarious.
But
You
I
go.
loved it through that. But I think the more of that has come through Sabrina's passion for it and her desire to watch. And then when she went to Australia, and then when I got to go to some amazing competitions overseas and actually see these teams live, I think that's when I started to appreciate what a truly amazing sport it is.
Mum, what about you?
Yeah, similar to Sam. I was pretty much in from the beginning because I like to skate, roller skate. So not in the way that you girls can, but so knew that there was an art to it and it was very difficult and challenging. And then just loved the beauty of it. And when, your daughter skating, probably the same for you, Sam, I was like, that was it. I was in, I was hooked. I loved it. Afton and I, we like lots of similar things, but probably the one thing we are different in, and that's because I'm not as much of experience. I don't have the same knowledge of the technical side of skating. I love more when the program looks beautiful, whereas Afton is more, oh well, technically that's better and this is better and that's better. And I'm like, yeah, but as a spectator, that was pretty good. It was beautiful. So
my mum's the type of mum that will watch like Paradise do a in sync synchronized spin all doing like, I don't know, camels or something and go, why do you guys not do that? Well, Michelle, where do I start?
oh
We don't have
dear.
25 hours of ice time, but
Yeah, I know.
We have three.
But I love everything you guys do and
I know.
watching you. It's just, yeah, you just get hooked in quite quickly, I think,
do.
because it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. I think that's the thing. It's so beautiful to watch when it's done well.
It's such a spectator sport, which I will
Yeah.
shout louder
Oh,
than
it's
ever,
beautiful.
but it
Yeah.
needs to be in a domain that is seen by more people than it currently is. But
Yeah.
we'll get to
Yes,
that, I'm
I
sure,
agree.
this season more.
I have a friend in particular, Nikki, who, when I was working away, she would sometimes take Afton to skating and practice and would come to the British champs. And she was like, Michelle, it's amazing. I love it. She loved watching it and she didn't skate at all. She wasn't
No.
into skating. It was just that visual impact of it that's so beautiful to watch. Yeah. But there you are.
very nice. Sorry, I'm just rearranging some questions so we're not like jumping around too much. I think this is better. So from that then, from what you have observed and from enjoying watching it, oh, water bottles in the camera, thanks. What other type of skaters are the ones that you think seem to stick around for the long haul? Like,
What,
as in,
What characteristics make a skater
yeah,
that sticks it with the sport? Because I'm sure, Sam, you have seen this. We have seen skaters that do a season and that's them done. But then you see the skaters like us that have been in it for like 15 years. What makes a skater
keep
stay?
jumping back.
Is it the passion? Is it the ability? Is it what do you
I
think it is?
I think it's the passion and the team aspect. I think the thing with synchro is it's about being part of a team and that unity that you get from a team. And I think the skaters that stick around are the ones that really enjoy that team environment, that camaraderie. And then they also have a passion for wanting to skate. But I think that's an important part of it. The team, the camaraderie, the supporting each other, when you get on that ice, you're not just getting on by yourself. You've said this to me before. You're getting on with, skaters who are there to help and support you. And I think that's a huge part of it. But I don't know. I could be wrong. You tell me.
No.
Your opinions, very good. Have a Dre?
Oh, I think I agree with Michelle. I mean, we've got skaters here at the club that we belong to that have, as old as Sabrina and older, that have been skating for years, and they all still do it because, as you say, they have the passion for the sport and they have a passion for their teammates. They just love to be on the ice together and they just want to do better every season, and that keeps them coming back. So, yeah, I just think the skaters that stay around are the ones that have got that true passion for the
The
sport.
passion's the important thing, isn't it? I always think it's passion and a good environment will make you be better. I don't think you need to have an innate, gold wing ability. Obviously, we all have a skill that we are better than the average Joe at skating, but without being rude, Brie, we're not like the most incredible figure skaters in the world, are we? We're just people that work hard and love it.
Yeah, hard work's an important part as well, because it takes, to make one person look good on the ice is hard work, but to make all of you look good on the ice together is really hard work. And I think hard work's a really not of being afraid of hard work is a really important aspect of it as well, I would say.
Okay. Both of you will have volunteered a lot in your time, but Sammy J, looking to you especially, knowing that you've had lots of roles on committees, what are your experiences with volunteering within Synchro? Do you think it's important for parents to be involved or not to be involved? I think it'll be interesting to hear from you, and then hear from my mum,
I
who through
think
no fault of her own wasn't as involved as much. So go for it.
I think for skating here,
Mm.
in this little part of the world, it is reliant on volunteers.
Hmm.
So our clubs wouldn't have existed for as long as they've have done
Mm.
without the very strong volunteering background that I've had and some of the people I work with have had. You know, we've pushed and pushed and pushed to keep the sport going, and we've been down to one team, and we've still kept going, and we've built
Mm.
more teams. And um, for us, it's incredibly important. Without volunteers, there wouldn't be clubs. We pay our
Hmm.
coaches, but everything else is down to volunteers. We have no other paid people.
Mm.
So it is literally a volunteer driven
Mm.
sport here.
I think
Mm.
that's what I found so different about skating in the UK, especially because we didn't we pay for the team managers and stuff to go away with us?
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah, which I'd never done before. So that
Mm.
side of it we didn't even have,
Mm.
which probably contributes to what you're
Probably
saying.
because mostly the people involved when you were around were parents who paid for themselves
Yeah,
anyway.
but that's what I mean. But
Yeah,
like they were still parents, but the
yeah,
team still paid for them to go
Mm.
with
mm,
us.
yeah. I
If
feel
if
like,
you
sorry.
if you could look back, would you do more or less?
That's a tricky one, Afton. Look, I've loved being a volunteer and being part of it. And, you know, even when Sabrina's not been in the country, I've still carried on doing the work
Mm.
I've done.
They're
Um,
her other children.
yeah, some of the skaters that I've known since Sabrina started when she was 7 are still
Mm.
skating, you know, and she's right, they're like my other kids, you know, and I just adore them and have loved being able to help them achieve some of their dreams. But I won't lie, it's not been easy because some weeks I do more volunteering and more work for skating than I do for my own job.
Mm.
And that has, you know, that has its downsides. So it's not been easy, but I would like to think when I look back on it that I have made a difference in some people's lives. I've helped some kids stay in the sport. I've helped some
Mm.
kids get over bullying, eating disorders, you name it.
Mhm.
We've been involved with it. And at the moment, we in Auckland, we have about 6 teams. So, you know, we've not done too bad. So,
Mm.
no, I don't know. I don't know if I would change it, Afton. As hard as it's been, and there's been so
Mhm.
many ups and downs, we're still where we are. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
Very inspirational. Look at
Yeah,
you
good
go.
answer. I like
Yeah,
that.
hats off to you, Sam. That is pretty amazing.
Anything to add, Mum, on the volunteering side?
No, I, I wasn't really able to volunteer that much. I'd go on competitions, especially away, and help there because for some of the parents, just paying to send their child was pretty challenging. So
mm,
having to pay as a parent to go as well was hard. So I would try and help out by going on odd competitions. Um, but one thing I would say, I don't know if that's recent. I know when Afton was in the juniors, um, the managers weren't funded for competitions then, they paid themselves. Now, I don't know in the UK if that's a change or it's a change in seniors, but I remember in the juniors, the managers who I've said were very good, paying for themselves to go. And I thought, wow, that is quite a commitment, to do that. But
Bodes the question, and maybe it's something we can delve into in this season. Should our volunteers pay for themselves? It is a sport built on volunteers, right? I think,
mm,
yes, so more in countries like New Zealand, but even here, if you look at our nationals, it is all volunteer run. So
yeah.
should we pay our volunteers? It's like Sam said, you worked sometimes more with skating than you did in your paid job. So yeah, it's definitely a bigger
And Sam,
conversation.
you volunteering as a manager and the managers here in the UK, without you and without them, it wouldn't happen.
No,
You
no
know,
way.
it really, really wouldn't happen. And I think a lot of the girls do realise that. I don't think they understand when they're young so much, but I think as they get older, like Bree and Afton, they realise that without you guys, it really it couldn't happen, the amount of work that you do. So yeah, hats off to all of the volunteers. Hats off.
Another big question. I can't wait for the answer to
I'm
this
looking
one.
at my list now. Oh
15.
yeah. Okay.
We'll go to you, Sammy J, first, just because we're alternating. How do you think your life would be different if we never got into skating? If your mum never took Sabrina to that rink, or Sabrina and Zach to the rink that day?
I feel like I can pick what they're both gonna say.
Okay, what are they going to say?
Well, there's the obvious one that we'd probably have more money,
Yeah.
but then who knows?
we
Because
go.
you may have taken up another sport that could have been more expensive. I mean, you might have got into rowing
Or the
or
horse riders,
yeah,
that cost a fortune.
that's right. So, um, I guess I don't know because for me, honestly, as I said, the hours that I put into the sport, and it's not just team managing. I've been treasurers, I've been presidents of committees, I've been the synchro coordinating person. I've done pretty much every role. So
You'd have all this free time.
well, I do now. It's yeah, I guess I'd have a lot more free time. But I think knowing both of you, if you hadn't skated, you would have had something else. There would have been another sport or another activity that I would have become invested in as well. So, you know, I I would have to say that maybe things would be exactly the same, but with a different sport.
Maybe we have some sort of obsessive disorder.
Maybe.
I've volunteered for everything. I mean, for goodness sake, I was on the committee for your kindergarten, and then a school, and then then a netball. So,
She's a
it wouldn't have
committee
mattered.
queen.
I've always volunteered to help with anything the kids have done. So, yeah.
Mum, how would your life be different, do you think?
I think, as Sam has said, it would be a different sport. It would be a different activity. I think you're both girls that are not just going to sit around and not do anything. So it would have been something else. But it was just skating that you both found your passion for. So yeah, and hopefully, I'd have been a little bit better off financially, as Sam said, but
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, then shall we go to speaking of draining the coffers? How, if you could put a ballpark figure on it, how much do you think either of you have spent on our skating over since we started? Michelle, what do you reckon?
Oh, gee. I've no clue.
I think it's best we don't have a clue, to be honest. I would not want to know.
I remember
Five
you
figures,
used to tell
six
me when I was a
figures?
kid that I wasn't allowed to tell Dad.
No, that's right. That's why we're not.
As a
That
kid.
is why we're not even going there
I,
with a
wa
figure.
I wasn't allowed to tell Dad how much my new lessons cost. Or
And
like
then she was probably only about 9. So
don't tell your father.
Well, I
Yeah,
can
I couldn't.
remember one season, I think it was the season we went to Canada, because that was so expensive to go to Canada with the competitions and the everything that year. I'm going to say, oh God, do I even say that figure? I'm just quickly mentally trying to work it out myself. That year might have been £8,000, £9,000,
And then some.
maybe even 10,000.
I worked out our last season cost. Do you want to know?
Go on then.
Fuel and everything, it was pushing 15k.
Oh no, I haven't worked out fuel or anything like that.
But
No.
but 15-ish k pounds.
If I had to guess the season that you did your first trip to Europe, that I came with you, then we had to pay because that wasn't funded, and you flew backwards and forwards to Australia, I would say we would have spent between $35,000 and $40,000.
Yeah.
So £20,000.
Yeah.
You're talking hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Oh,
Things
I think
you do for your children.
I was just
That's
about to
right.
say, and we are eternally grateful. So thank you very much.
Totally.
Oh,
Okay, so you guys said you think we'd have been doing something else if we didn't skate. Sammy J, what would Brie have been doing if she wasn't an ice skater?
I don't know. She was pretty good at netball when she was at school.
Mhm.
Yeah, you played netball as well. We did, and swimming. You were really good at swimming.
Was
She's
she?
good at
She
everything.
was. She was really good at swimming.
Afton was good at swimming, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she
guess
Sabrina
so.
was.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it got to be a point where you had to choose. Like we couldn't keep going. Remember, it was your feet. You couldn't keep going from the rink to the netball court because your we had to get you special shoes. We had to strap your feet because you're going from your boots to your netball shoes caused all sorts of problems in your
I was a
feet.
bit of a dramatic child.
So we had to stop. But yeah, I think maybe if she hadn't had skating, she would have carried on with netball, which is a pretty
Which
standard thing to
actually,
do
probably
here.
some of our listeners probably don't even know what that is.
No, probably not. It's a very much a Kiwi
Yeah.
sport. Yeah, netball's a
And
I
huge
mean, it's
thing
big
and
in
here.
the UK.
Oh
British,
no,
yeah.
netball here is
But
huge.
like in the
Yeah,
US, it's not. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Mm.
no.
And I
I
don't know,
played in a team,
Finland.
yeah.
So
So
Yeah, our
yeah, I
top
would say
listeners
that.
probably don't know what netball is. Go Google it, guys.
No.
you're not
Okay,
allowed to
Mum.
run with a ball, and you throw it in
Yeah.
a hoop. It's
Yeah,
like basketball, but not.
without the bounce.
Yeah.
What would I have been doing, Mum? What do you think?
Um, I think probably you'd have carried on with your dancing, I would have said. Because remember you had to give up dancing for skating. No.
I love dancing. Ballet Tapper Modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to give up dancing for skating. So I think
Where were these
dancing.
skills when we were?
I
Where
was
were
great on the
these?
ice. It all comes out on the ice.
Oh dear. So I just probably you liked hockey as well. You really liked hockey, but
Hurt my back. I didn't like
yeah.
hockey.
All right. Okay.
Hurt my back.
I thought you did. Netball, no, not so much. Afton wasn't a natural at the old netball. No, not at all.
Mm.
So I'd have said d- Afton didn't, and this is probably, I always remember this. Afton liked team sports. She always did like team sports. Afton never liked being sort of singled out. And when we were looking for something to do together, we came skating and we went to tennis. So this day I thought, oh, we'll go and play tennis, nice outdoors, blah, blah, blah. So we both went and we got split off into the kids and the adults. And then and then at the end, the coach came up and said, how long has your daughter been playing? And could I just take her over there and hit some balls with her? And I went, she's never done it before. Really? And they wanted her to go to the tennis club, but she didn't want to because that Afton liked team sports. She weren't really that keen on she wasn't ever that keen on doing stuff on her own.
That bit has to get
Could
cut
have
out.
been like a Wimbledon champion.
No.
It's a missed opportunity. Do you know what I
No.
see you as? A rower.
Mm,
I see
I
myself as
can
a
imagine.
rower.
I
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
100% see you as a
Mm.
rower.
yeah, I
The
What
could
do
the
see
I
the
that.
double
see you
sculls.
as? I see you as one of those power lifters. No,
Oh,
what do I see you as, Brie?
I could see you both as
Oh, yeah.
rowers,
We're
actually.
both very
Yeah.
similar physiques, so aren't
Yeah,
we?
I think you've got a lot of strength, both of you, and I think that's why swimming. You were probably both very good at swimming, but
Mm.
again, Afton was good at swimming, but she didn't like it because she was on her
No,
own.
not
Afton
as
was
Sabrina.
never,
She said it was boring. Mm.
So
yeah,
boring.
she was never keen on sports on her own,
Okay.
particularly.
God,
But
that was a right deep dive into
sorry.
a short question.
Potential
Um,
lives.
Yeah.
Go for it, Brie. You ask number 18.
18, 18. Okay. I'm gonna say short and sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe like one or two characteristics.
Yeah.
What do you think we have learned the most from skating as people? So, Michelle, what do you think Afton's learned the most? And you can do me, you can do both of us because you know both of us well enough.
Um, I think Afton has learnt patience and I'd say patience and determination from skating, not to give up.
What do you think Bree's learned?
I think Bree has learnt. Bree has learnt to what's the word I'm trying to describe it? Um, to share. I think what I'm trying to think of the right word. You've learned to, you must have learned this because I see it on the ice, and I've seen it when you were with your New Zealand team in Poland. You've learned to share what you have. You're very good at
Okay.
sharing that what
You're very
you've
good
learned.
too.
You are. You
I said
very
this to you
you.
before.
When I watched you on the ice, and I watched the other guys from the New Zealand team, they were listening to you because
They
you're
have a lot
good
of
at
respect for
sharing.
you as well.
Respect, yeah, but that's
Command
not.
respect.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to think of the word. That's why I said sharing. You're very, I think what you've learned, however you've learned that, maybe from your mum, from your coaches, whatever, you've learned to share that knowledge. That's probably what I would say. Um,
Thanks.
yeah, that would be the key thing that I would
That's
say.
nice. Okay, you do me first and then Afton.
Okay. I think I have to agree with Michelle that determination is something that you both have learned from being involved with
Oh
Synchro,
yeah,
because you have to
yeah.
get out there and you have to focus and you have to just be so determined to achieve your goals. And I think both of you have displayed that. I would say, Sabrina, it's probably helped teach you to be a little more tolerant than perhaps you would have been otherwise, because you've had to deal with other people. And that's,
What are you talking about? I'm very tolerant.
we have a
I
joke
like-
in our family that tolerance is not something we all have a great deal of. My mum has very little. No, my mum has the most, then it's me, and then Sabrina's zero tolerance for most things. So I think the skating has helped a little bit with her tolerance. But I agree with you, Michelle. I think that it's also taught her to be an amazing coach. To be honest, she seems to be able to get on the ice and just be able to get skaters to work together so beautifully, and it's wonderful to see. And Afton, I think for you, I'd say that watching you skate and watching you integrate yourself into our teams here in New Zealand, I think it's taught you to be a great leader. I mean, you were able to get on that ice and just show everyone what it meant to be a synchro skater.
It's funny how both our mums have said patience and tolerance, basically describing us as the exact same, and that we just have no,
None of it.
yeah.
I think
I
what
said
you
it's taught you a little bit of tolerance. I didn't say it taught you to be totally tolerant.
I think what
It would
you
have been a
both
nightmare otherwise.
have in abundance, and I think that helps with other skaters gain respect and leadership qualities, etc. I think is empathy. I think when other skaters see empathy towards them, towards their situation, towards their skating ability, towards just maybe having a bit of a tough time. I think you're both very empathetic people, and I think that helps you a lot in your skating, having that empathy.
We were coined as the big sisters last season, weren't we? So
Well, there
it
you
fits
go.
quite well.
For a reason.
Yeah, the mothers got
Yeah.
even more. Okay, final few then. We'll keep these nice and short and sweet. So 1 or 2 words, Sammy J, what have you learnt from skating?
It's taught me to have very thick skin. And that's because of being involved in committee and that sort of thing. And that's for me personally, I guess that's what I've learned. But I've also experienced the joy of watching the teams come together like they have and just perform these amazing routines and just be spellbound by what every team is able to achieve.
Mum, what have you learnt?
With hard work and commitment, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Just believe it.
Damn right. If you'd have told me 15 years ago,
Miracles.
I'd have been like, what?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Do you want to do the
Okay,
final one, Brie?
last one before we move into quick fire. Michelle, what do you think of the podcast?
Bloody love it. Proud, happy, amazing. Yeah, talking about what you love and your passion, what's not to like?
Okay, so
I agree. Absolutely love it. Watched listened to every single episode more than once in some occasions. Yeah, super proud of what you guys have achieved and just love the friendship you guys have built and the rapport that you have. When
Yeah.
you're talking, times just cracks me up.
my
And
my brother goes, "You're only asking this question to be greased up."
That's the sort of thing a brother would say, though, isn't it? To be fair, you'd say the same to him, yeah?
Okay, that brings us to the end of our Q&A. We are going to end with our quick fires. Now, the key word is quick. Last season, we were not very good at keeping these quick. So we're going to go for it quick, punchy, kind of thing, please.
Sorry, can you do that again? We're on video now.
No. So I'll start. I'll go Sammy J, then I'll go Mum, and then Bree, you go for it. So Sammy J, short or free program?
Gotta be free. Love the lifts.
Mum?
Free every time.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Michelle, favorite element?
I'm going to say it wrong, but the whip. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the whip.
Nice.
Love it. I love a
Yeah.
good whip. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We had a little
Here we go.
pre-chat beforehand, so.
I didn't
I
give her any more than
described
that.
it. I
She described
described
it
it.
as the intersection that goes like that, and I was like, the
It's
whip.
close enough. You got a description.
I think I said it already. I love all the lifts. Just love them. Yeah.
Okay. Sammy J, spin or jump?
Spin.
Mum?
Spin.
Just the crowd,
Yeah,
please.
the jumps just look nothing out there. The spins look
Spin.
amazing.
Spins look
The
beautiful.
jumps, the crowd pleases. I don't
Yeah.
understand. Okay. Michelle, what is your favorite turn?
Oh, I have no clue.
We'd have to not prep you on this one.
She
Yeah,
is nothing.
yeah. I just like all the turns. I have
All
no
of
clue.
them.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Say a forward inside mohawk. No, was it 3-turn? What was your favourite one last season,
A
Brie?
3-turn. Thank you so
Say a
much.
3-turn.
A three-turn,
There you
Brie.
go. You've
Thank
got
you.
one in
I
agreement.
agree. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we do it.
Oh, it has to be a 2-foot turn because it's the only one I can do.
Oh,
You know what? I think that's the first time a 2-foot
Yeah.
turn has been
And
said.
I'm going to
Well,
say I
I'm
think
happy to
it's going to
take
be
it.
the last. I think it will be the last time.
oh.
Okay, Sammy J, favourite programme that Brie has skated?
Ooh, one year she did. I've almost got two. One of the first years she did the mime one.
Oh yeah, that was
That
good.
was it's just beautiful. And I also did like the Billy Joel one you did.
Yeah.
That was my two faves. Yep.
Brie, can you just give us the what years were they and who did you skate them with, just for the viewers?
Oh gosh, both of them were with Nova in Australia. Billy Joel was Piano Man. It was 1920 season, and
Nice.
mine was 1718 season, I
Right.
think. They were both
Cool.
the threes.
And let me just put one extra in there. She also choreographed and coached a routine for Black Ice to I Was
I
Made
hope-
for Loving You.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a good
Kiss.
one.
To Kiss. That was
I
amazing.
was made for loving
Yeah,
you.
that was amazing.
To be fair, I did have a choreographer help me with
Yes, you
that,
did,
but
but
you know,
yeah, it was still amazing.
Sarah, you're a
Sorry.
legend. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Your
Sorry.
turn, Mum.
Okay, I'll take that.
Well, I've got two. Frozen. Beautiful. Just beautiful program, beautiful dresses, took my breath away. And then the upbeat one is well, I love Bollywood. Again, the dresses, everything. is beautiful. And then the other one is the disco one. So if I'm allowed three, yeah, they were my three
You're allowed to
top
stay.
three. Yeah, yeah.
In my mum's pre-chat, she just starts showing me pictures of all my programs I've skated. I'm like, no, mum, you have to have like one. So that
She
was
likes all of them.
Frozen, which was our short 20, I think 14, 15. Bollywood was our free, let me get this right, 16, 17, I think. And then Disco was our free in 2021 too. So.
Yeah, they're my favourites, but there's lots, isn't there? Yeah.
She's gonna say funny how getting from last season.
She wanted to pick the triangle dresses. I was like, no, I'm not letting you do that.
Quite like
To be
that.
fair, Stranger Things was good. Just
I didn't mind
the
Stranger
dresses.
Things.
questionable costume choice.
Look like Christmas
Okay.
trees.
Yeah, they did. Oh no, Brie, sorry, it's you. You take the last
That was
one.
me again. Oh, okay. Michelle, what is your favorite program of all time that you've ever watched from any team?
Oh, that's really difficult because there's so many over the years. So it's really hard trying to think of one. One that came to mind most recently that I really enjoyed was the program by the Japanese team when we were at Worlds. I just thought it was beautiful. I just thought the synchronicity, just the style, the everything, it was just beautiful.
So this was, I tried to find which one she meant, but the ISU have taken down Worlds from last year. You know, like the long live stream, which is really grinding my gears. They've taken down it and they've only kept like the top three up. So I've tried to find it, but it was Jingo Ice Messengers free program 23-4. So if anyone knows that or has a link to it, let us know. But also there was one more, wasn't there?
Yes.
You can say it.
So there was also um
Do you remember?
the American team
Teams Elite.
at when we seen them
Show
in
us.
Poland.
Show us.
No, no.
The snake
Go on, I
charmery.
wanna
Yeah,
see.
when we seen them in
The snake
Poland.
charmery one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really like that one as well. But it's the trouble is I'm coming up with recent ones, whereas if I went back
That's
in the
okay.
past, I'm sure there'd be ones in the past that I like as well. But
Favorites every year.
Sammy
yeah.
J.
I can't remember if it was 2018. Was it the first year we went to Europe? I can't remember which competition it was.
Sure.
I think it was a Russian team. It was a
What?
junior team.
Oh,
And they did
Sunrise.
that
I know what you're
flower
talking
thing. Oh,
Sunrise Junior.
just
I know exactly the program. It was like
Mm.
pale purple and they were holding hands in a circle and they all like sat down and leaned back.
just exquisite.
Very good.
But I also did like I think it was the Haydenettes with the Greatest Showman
Oh yeah.
when they had the different
Yeah.
coloured dress. That just really stuck out in my mind.
Yes,
Just
I
as much
like
of a
that
nerd
as
as we are.
well. Yeah, I like that one as well. Yeah. You see, the thing is, you then remember them, and there's lots of
Yeah.
ones.
The
Yeah.
dresses are the easy way
The
to
dresses
remember
are the
them.
treat.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
They
yeah,
are. They are.
It's the way to
absolutely.
go.
Mm.
I think we made it to the
I think we
end.
did. I think we
Yay!
survived.
We
We
did.
did.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say thank you to both of you. That
Oh,
was
Yeah,
all.
thanks
that's
for coming
okay.
on.
Yeah.
Didn't really have much choice, did I? I had to get up a busy night for this.
Hopefully you can get something from it.
Yeah.
Something from all the ramblings.
No, it was lovely. Lovely to chat.
Yes, and
Um,
so nice to see you two. You look fabulous, ladies. Absolutely
Thank you, Michelle. It
fabulous.
was nice to see you too. Love to see your
Oh.
wallpaper because you know it's my favourite thing.
Oh yes, yeah, I forgot that. I wonder why Afton was putting us in here. Oh, bless. Yeah, it's lovely to see both of you. Absolutely
You too.
Me
lovely.
too.
Now I'm going to ask the mums to be quiet while we do our outro, and then we will stop recording and we'll say goodbye properly. Alrighty, that brings us to the end of season 2, episode 1. Brie, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did too. I feel like it's kind of nice come full circle because we talked about
Yeah.
mums in all aspects a lot
Yeah.
last season.
We
So we
did.
thought we'd start this season off with a bit of a bang,
Yeah.
introduce you to the reasons that we are able to be involved in the ways that we are. So
Yeah.
thanks for listening. Hopefully, if you're skaters, you see something of your own parents maybe in
Yeah.
our mums. And if you're a parent listening, I'm sure you can probably relate in a number of ways. And if not, that's fine. Our parents are just anomalies. No worries.
They're a bit crazy. On that note,
Mm.
thank you so much for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you again next Sunday.
Crazy, we've started again.
We
Next
have.
Sunday, and we're back. Oh dear.
Alrighty, guys, we'll see you soon.
Alrighty, lots of love.
The Synchro Skaters
The
Club.
Skaters Club.
Bye.